Good evening. This is the dimension of unbelievability. It is an area which we call the Frauditor Zone.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Gentlemen.
Today we find ourselves at the Department of Public Health in High Point, North Carolina, with 3 frauditors named for officer safety, career killer audits, and brand example reports. There's a sign on the front door that clearly states that no filming is allowed inside the building, but the frauditors stand their ground in stupidity, so the police have to come and make sure they leave, followed with all 3 frauditors doing the walk of shame. So enter with caution as we dive deeper inside to the lowest point that we call the Frauditor Zone.
We don't have to have it on front, it's our policy.
Okay, your policy doesn't supersede the law.
Ah, there she is.
I would like for you both to step outside. I've called security.
Are y'all still abusing blind veterans in this place?
If you'll step outside, I'll be glad to talk to you.
Yeah, we can talk right here. Oh.
I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to leave this. If you're not here for services, like you're here for services.
I haven't had a chance to see if I can get services.
Hey, yo, you gentlemen came in here to start videotaping. They came from over there, asked them to put a mask on. They said it was exempt. They got misled the facility person to help, and she asked them to leave, and they still refused to leave.
Gentlemen, you need to leave, please. We're gonna ask you,
For what reason?
Is this not a public lobby?
This is a public building. We have a.
Is this a public building?
are you here for a service?
I'm here doing a story.
Okay.
You ever heard of freedom of the press?
Are you here for the?
This frauditor reminds me of when I was a little kid. If my mother told me to do something that she hadn't told my siblings to do, I'd react the same way as he and say, "But Ma, she doesn't have to do it, so why should I?" The difference here is that I grew up, and this frauditor just grew ignorant.
Sir, I need service in this building. That's
No,
what I'm
my business is doing my story. That's my official business.
asking. I understand that.
In a-
Are you here for service today?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Well, as long as you're asking,
Do you want me to call the police?
do what you need to do.
I'll do that.
Captain?
Okay.
Are y'all still abusing blind veterans up in here?
Is that better?
Oh, no.
We just witnessed a suspicious frauditor jump cut. Let's say that again in slow motion. This is why it's true that the camera never lies. But frauditors sure do.
Like y'all.
Yeah. Oh, we have to wear a mask, but they don't? Where's your mask?
I'm not in the clinic.
I'm not in the clinic either.
I've asked y'all to step outside. We can address this outside if y'all would like to step outside.
Well, you've asked.
Come outside with me and we'll talk then. Come on. I'll step outside and we'll have a conversation.
Sir, just the police here.
Guess there's no middle ground.
All right, well, I'm going to finish doing what I was doing.
I'm now going to skip over all the boring dead air that smells like a frauditor's triumphant win of him getting to linger in the building, doing absolutely nothing, because the police are now here and they brought air freshener to freshen up this frauditor stink.
So far, so good. How are you today? I'm doing well.
What are y'all doing today?
Hello, hello.
Stay over here.
Don't get in my way, man.
You just told me.
No, you
You
walk.
need to stay over here. You just touched me. You jumped in front of me.
He wasn't in your way. You just walked up to him and now you are in his way. Well, you want to act tough and feel like a tough guy, but if the security guard touched you or your camera, you'd cry like a little girl and yell assault. So you're not fooling anyone.
Well, short version is you tell them to go, and they don't miss trespass. But we have to.
Yes, he's gloving up because he knows he's going to have to touch their frauditors in order to get them out. Well, it's a dirty job, but someone has to do it.
Unequivocally tell them you gotta go.
I'll tell them again.
And I don't mind telling them that, but I still need to-
He's gloving up.
We'll do what we need to do. So,
Do any of y'all need services?
I like to get contraceptives if possible.
Yeah, I already got him.
Okay? Then if you have gotten yours and you have need no other services at our building, you need to leave the building.
I'm trying to finish my story.
Do you need services?
Is this a public building, ma'am?
Do you need, it is. Do
Answer
you
my
need
question. Is
services?
this a
you don't
public
go back and
building?
forth with them. Either tell them to leave or don't tell them
Leave
to
the
leave.
building.
If they tell them to leave and they don't, it's trespass.
Leave the building.
Can I get the contraceptives first?
Got them for you right here.
Who's the highest rank here?
High Point Police is now in charge.
Okay, who's the highest rank?
He's asked
Okay,
you to leave.
if I don't leave, will you arrest me?
Yes, it's second degree trespassing.
All right.
You will arrest us.
Yes. The
What's
owner
your
told
name?
you to leave. I'm Officer Needham.
And yours?
Officer Bowles.
And the only
Numbers?
reason we're being asked to leave is because we're
No,
recording.
David 32 is what I go by.
32 is what you go by.
Yeah, David 32, that's my call
Because
sign.
we're recording.
I don't know why. All I know is the
He's
person.
already told us it was because
Okay.
we're recording.
But for what I'm concerned, the
It's on
person
video.
managing the building has told you to leave.
Can I
therefore
get
it's
your
trespass.
number, sir?
We don't have numbers like
You
that.
have
I'm the only Officer Needham at the
you
department.
have some sort of identifying
Your
number.
ID?
So you have to leave. They've asked you to leave.
Yeah, I'm on my way,
Okay.
but
But
I would
let's
like.
not stop. Let's keep
walking.
How
walking.
come he has the number and you
Okay, let's
don't
keep
touch
walking.
me, man?
Start walking.
Okay.
Don't
We need to
touch
walk
me.
out.
Don't touch me. Now, can you give me your number?
I'm not sure what number
An
you're
ID
on.
number.
A badge
You
number?
have an identifying
My
number.
badge number is 292. If that is
Okay.
what you're looking for.
Why was that so
Because
hard?
we don't wear badges anymore that have those.
Okay, but you have an identifying number.
Well, y'all have a nice day.
What happened
Yeah.
to the
Hold on one
badges?
second, Corporal Leanne. Can I have a word with
And
you?
your-
Yeah, I'd be glad to talk
Your
to you.
ID, name and ID number?
All right, so we've established that this is a public building, right?
Right.
Okay, so they just don't want us in there because they say it's their policy.
And what their policies are don't concern us, because all we concern is with the law. And she's the administrator.
And their
of the building,
policy is not
and
the
she
law.
Says, right. But I don't care what their policy is, but she's the administrator of the building, and she's the one in charge of the property, and she's asking you to
Are you
leave.
familiar with GS 34.02?
I'm familiar with several of the GSs, but what
So
I'm
it specifically pertains to trespass.
okay.
And it specifically says that you cannot be trespassed from a public building that allows the public to come in.
Okay.
Without breaking the law.
With this being a public building and us not breaking the law, there should be no reason why we're not allowed to be inside the building. And you may say, and they may say, that we have no official business, pertaining to
And
this.
for whatever reason they say, it doesn't really concern me. All it
Courts
is.
have ruled
So
over
you're
this is a
so
federal-
you're enforcing policy, not
No,
law.
I'm enforcing GS. It's 159.13, which is second degree trespass. The person in charge of the building has asked you to
But
leave.
that's when it
therefore
pertains
you have
to
leave.
a private business.
that's-
This
that
isn't
has
a
to do
private,
with
this is a
private
public
property.
This is
location.
public.
And I'm sorry you're upset by that.
I'm
but
not
that's what we're
upset.
dealing with.
I just want to get to understand here.
Well, he sounds pretty butthurt to me. As for wanting to get an understanding, he was already given the law, not the policy, a law that allows the officer to have him removed from the building. He can argue with his YouTube law school certificate signed by Chili DeCastro all he wants, but this isn't the place to argue it. If he thinks that Chili taught him better than the police, then take it to court, where we can all watch you make a fool of yourself.
And is it Corporal Needham?
No, I'm just officer.
Officer
I'm not
Needham.
that important.
Could you get us a
Yeah.
lieutenant or someone that's higher than you, please?
Yes.
Yeah, they want a lieutenant if you want to call one.
Thank
And
you.
I'd be glad to get that for you.
That way we can get a better understanding of how criminal trespass works.
Okay.
Because, I do this all around the country. I've never heard of criminal trespass in a county-owned or state-owned building or state-ran building. That only pertains to private properties.
He hasn't heard of it because every time someone tries to educate him, he refutes it and argues it. He needs to open his mind as well as his ears if he really wants to hear something.
Okay.
I find it interesting that a police station won't do that,
Won't do what?
trespassing for just recording.
Well, and what like you recording doesn't matter to me. You can record in there, and if they're okay with it, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me at all.
But if they're not
Yeah.
fine with it, it still shouldn't bother you because
Well, the only thing that bothers me is when the person in charge of the facility tells you to leave and then you don't. That's trespassing, and that's all we're
But they
concerned
can't tell us to leave a
we
public
haven't broken
building
the law, we've broken
unless
the
we've
law.
broken the law. That's where you're mixed up.
with. Well, trespass, as I understand it, is when the person in charge of the facility says you got to go, you got to go.
But
And that's where
you're
we're at.
missing the vital part of it. It's a private business or a private owned property. This isn't a
This is
private property.
public.
This is
It's not
publicly
private.
owned.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to debate that with my lieutenant when he gets here. Okay.
I mean, I don't have to debate it. I can show you the law on my phone.
Okay, and that's fine. You're welcome to discuss it with him.
Well, why don't you read it? You're not willing to read the
Well,
law?
I've given you my understanding of it, and now you didn't like that, so
Okay,
Lieutenant
well,
can.
no, you need a
But we
refresher,
should be
obviously.
capable of continuing our education, right? There's always something else that
So
we can
if
learn.
he has the law right there readily available for you to read, why won't you read it?
I mean, the law I'm familiar with is the one that I'm.
Well, he's
I'm
trying to make you
enforcing.
familiar with
Okay.
a
You
public
wanted to talk to
building
the
law.
lieutenant, He'll come and talk to you about it.
Oh man, it's unbelievable.
I agree that it's unbelievable how he won't listen to what the officer has to say at all while demanding that the officer listen to him. It's also unbelievable that, like all other frauditors, he wants to speak to his supervisor because, like all other frauditors say, the supervisor would know more than the officer would. But once the supervisor gets there and says the same thing, he still won't believe it. Let's find out if this time the supervisor says anything different, even though we know he won't. But at least it's followed by a glorious frauditor walk of shame.
And then we said there's no problem anymore, but there's just no.
You hear what he said?
Right, gentlemen, we're getting ready to leave. There's a sign on the door that says, no recording devices.
What's the law attached to that?
There isn't any.
It's posted.
What's the law attached to it?
You cannot film inside the business. You're fine out here.
What is the
And-
law
and we're
attached
gonna
to
leave.
that?
It's just like a law that's attached to no concealed firearms inside. It's a posted facility.
Yeah, there's a law attached to that. There's no law attached to
Okay.
cameras.
Okay, this is the county facility, okay? They've got it posted with.
Which is public.
With no filming. You can't go in the lobby and film. You can go in the lobby and conduct business. You can stand out here and film all you want.
You are really wrong.
There's a law backing up the no firearms. There's no law
We're-
backing up that.
we're
no
out.
Recording.
You still go inside. If you do, you may be trespassed and you may be arrested, okay? Thank you, sir.
Captain what?
That was a threat of arrest.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, we need names.
Captain Wiesner.
Wiesner? Can you move that
Could you
so I
spell
can
that?
see it?
Oh, there it is.
Thank you. And your
I
number?
can't even pronounce it. much less
11552.
Thank you.
11552.
So if I go back in there, you will arrest me?
I'm saying you could be trespassed and you could be arrested.
No. If I go in there, will you arrest me?
If you're filming, you may be arrested or you may be
Oh,
trespassed.
I will go back in there filming. So if I go in there
They're
filming,
outside, they're good.
if I go in there filming, you'll arrest
All
me?
right. Have a good day, sir.
Answer that question, please, sir. If I go in filming, will you arrest me? I wish somebody would give me a daggone code I can look up for cameras being in public.
First Amendment.
Where's the code?
Bill of Rights.
What's the code? You know the code, sir? And your name?
I know the
Lieutenant.
GS code.
What is it?
Trespass.
I've already given it, Lieutenant Sprinkle.
Well, you didn't give it to me. Sprinkle?
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Could I have your number, sir?
Hey, Cap, you could have not wasted my gas coming up here with this malarkey.
934? Thank you. What? Yeah, because I was saying it in there.
If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It's now time to cool down from the Frauditor Zone. The link to the cooldown video is right above, and the link to my entire new cooldown channel is in the description.